Hi, I'm Angie with the Chasing Meeples podcast, and I'm here for my episodes of Board Games and Banter. A lot's been happening this last week, and I did talk to everybody on, was it a Tuesday-ish, when I was in Stevens Point, and I was telling everybody about my day and how I had such high hopes for the next day on Wednesday. And guess what? It didn't turn out well. So I ended up leaving a little bit early, leaving the conference a little bit early. And how do you make yourself feel better when you're a little disappointed, a little sad, a little under the weather? I stopped at a board game store in Oshkosh. I'd never been there, but I had been online. Actually, I was checking to see if there was a board game store in Stevens Point, and nothing that I really was overwhelmed about. But I did see one pop up about adventure games, I believe it's called, in Oshkosh downtown, and it looked very promising. So I stopped there on my way home, and I found Three Sisters. This is a roll and write game, and I had been very excited about this game. I had been wanting it for a little while. I had saw it when the Kickstarter, it was on Kickstarter, it was like last year. And I did saw a couple reviews for it. And I don't know, I think there was something maybe about the theme that I really liked. I do have a couple other games recently, and I'm going to say within the last couple months, or maybe last summer, I got Delicious from Pencil First Game. That is also, this doesn't want to break. That's also roll and write about fruits and vegetables, gardening. I'm not crazy about it. For some reason, as a roll and write, it really stresses me out. And usually roll and writes, I like them to be kind of calming. I like to usually do my roll and writes as a solo game, and it just was not a calming experience at all. I also have, and I got this years ago, Imperial Settlers Roll and Write. That one also, this sounds a little bit like that. So I might do a maybe compare, contrast type of kind of like thing between those. That's a good game. I like it. I like Portal games. So that's a very good game. So we have rule book. We have the main board. It's got, I think there's 4 different player counts. But this is a rondel. Doesn't really look like a rondel, but it goes in a circle, so it is. And here's the score pad. I don't know if anybody can see it. Here's one. And then here's another one. So it looks like it's got 2 different pads. And then there are some orange dice. Now, Three Sisters, it has to do with companion gardening. So it's not like 3 sisters that are gardening, but it has to do with companion plants. And I believe these are, well, there's pumpkins on the front. So I believe some are squash. Doesn't say, does it? It doesn't say. It has lists of all the plants on here, all the flowers. So the dice are a pretty marbled orange die with your basic pips on them, but on one side there are pumpkins. Chris and I just got done filming a Favorite Game Friday about favorite filler game, and we chose Strike. Our episodes have been getting a little bit shorter when we first started doing them. We were, they were going long. And I think Roy wants them to be about 30 seconds. And we were heading over a minute. We were heading 2 minutes, and we had to keep cutting them back. And so we no longer pick a game, each of us, because then it takes too long. So then we just choose one game for the both of us. And so we pick Strike for the best, our favorite filler game. So that's a fun game, but that's what we did before. So this is what I bought when I had a bad experience at work. I went to a brand new board game store and I bought Three Sisters, and we'll have to talk about this after I play it. So I'm going to put that right over here. And I went, because my trip didn't go so well, I went back to a different market and I needed a lot of luck. So what I brought with me here is Super Mega Lucky Box. This is a fun game. I solo this even though it is a multiplayer game. This is probably my go-to solo game because it's so simple. It's bingo-esque. And any way you describe it, it's going to sound like bingo, and it's going to sound, I can't think of really a good word for it, but it's going to sound too simple. You do have cards that are 3x3 grids, and you're trying to get horizontally or vertically fill in a line, because then you're going to get a bonus, but you're going to score over 4 rounds completed cards. So it sounds very simple, and it is simple, but it is so much fun because it's one of the type of games that it's just combo-rific. You know, you get some rows, and then you get the bonuses, and then the bonuses can go on other cards, and they can go on other cards, and you fill up cards. And after you get going, it's really a lot of fun. It's so easy to play, but it sounds very rudimentary, but it is good. I think that's the word I was thinking of, rudimentary. Okay, so I came home, was it today? Yes. Actually, my mother-in-law had a box, and she grabbed it when she came over to babysit, and it was drenched. It was soaked. So it dried out now. I mean, our weather has just been kind of crazy here, but we live in Wisconsin. It's what we've come to expect. So I'm going to open this box. It doesn't have, I think I know what it is. So it doesn't have the company name on it. This has got to be a fulfillment company. Gamerati. I'm assuming that's the fulfillment center, because Chris did tell me he ordered something. So we'll see if this is it. And I think this is it. Awesome. I like games with more packing material than that. But this is Legacy of You. It is a Garfield game, and it is a solo game. And talking about, I love my solo games, but this is a campaign solo game. So this is going to have more meat to it than a really fast, quick, super mega lucky box. So this is going to be so interesting. I've heard lots of good things about this. I can't show you too much about it because it is, did I? No, I didn't. I can't show you much about it because it is a campaign game, but it's Shem Phillips. Artwork is by Sam Phillips, Shem's brother. A lot of times we know Garfield or Shem Phillips games because it's got artwork by the Micho, but this is his brother Sam Phillips. He also did Raiders of Scythia. So I will just put that right there. And I'll show you what I can got. We do, I'll show you what I can show you. It's a rule book. It looks pretty thorough. I enjoy most of Garfield Games rule books, iconography on the back. I've never played Raiders of Scythia, so I don't know if these, I don't think it's in the same line as Raiders of Scythia. Like all the Garfield games are, you know, Architects of the West Kingdom, and you have Paladins and Viscounts. So I don't think that this also works off of like Raiders of Scythia. So I don't know if the iconography is the same as that. But a storybook looks like a leather journal with a little feather, and it says open only when instructed. And there are some tokens, and I think I can show you the game board. Oh, and we got a nice insert here. Now when you do inserts, I like an insert that has covers to it. Sometimes when you have these inserts that are open like that, as soon as you tip it on its side, all the stuff's going to fall out anyway, even with a board here. Well, the board covers the whole thing, but so I'm not sure if I like a good insert, but I like the kind with covers. Now we got distilled, and those have covers. Those are the game trays. You could tell the different. You could tell the different companies that make them. Interesting thing here, if you can see there, that these are clear, you can see how it labels what's supposed to go in each of these little spaces. And there are only 2 decks of cards. And so, but there's a lot of spaces here. So, I don't know if there's eventually going to be an expansion, because there seems to be a lot of room. We'll have to see. So I will let you know when I start playing. I was going to watch, somebody was going to do like the first campaign playthrough, but there's spoilers. So I decided not to watch that. Put that down there. So that is Legacy of You. And that was very, 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 very nice of Chris to order this for me. So Legacy of You by Garfield Games. So what have you been up to? Have you been playing any new games? Did you get any surprises in the mail? If you did, let me know in the comments. Tell me all about them. Thank you.